Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Relationship Unusual, a place where we talk about, basically relationship, where we discuss basic truths about your relationship and your marriage. So it's gonna be awesome today. It's gonna be fun as usual. So we'll be discussing about communication in marriage. Yeah, communication in marriage. Communication is a process whereby you pass out information to each other. It's a process of communicating, passing out information. You understand, between two people. Where you relate your how you feel, where you talk about how you feel, you talk about your thoughts towards an issue. You understand, whereby you communicate your feelings, you communicate your thoughts. So basically it's all about passing out information. You understand? So communication has three different components. Basically, the first component is your tone, which contains like 7%. Your tone, your word. The word is the content. Okay, what you actually want to pass out. You understand? What you want to communicate. The content, which is the word, it contains like 7%. You understand? So it's one of the basic components of communication. So another component of communication is the tone, the ways and manner, the tone in which you communicate your word. Exactly, let me use that. The tone in which you communicate, whether high tone or low tone. You understand? It contains like 38%. So all these components are very important. Also, the body language is the third component. It contains up to 55%. So they are very important when it comes to communication. These are the things that make up communication. There's no way you're saying you want to communicate without putting all these three components into place. Your communication must contain your word, it must contain the tone or the manner in which you present it, and even the body language, how you present your whatsoever thing you want to say. It really matters. So communication is very important. Do you get it? So it's very important in marriage. Communication is very, very important. It's the key to a successful marriage. There is no way you want to be successful, whether in marriage or in relationship or friendship, and you ignore communication, or that kind of relationship cannot function properly. You understand? So we need to understand that communication is one of the important key that makes a successful marriage. So communication is I have it here. It says communication is the engine that powers every relationship. The engine that powers every relationship. That's what we call communication. Is the engine that powers every relationship. It's just like a car without an engine, it cannot function, it cannot work. You understand? No matter how good the car might look, how beautiful it might look. You understand? So without the engine, it cannot function. So just like communication, is basically the basic. You understand? It's like the engine that powers a relationship. It's like the engine that powers a relationship. So every breakdown in communication leads to breakdown in relationship, because relationships are about relating, and relating is about communicating. Every breakdown in communication leads to a breakdown in relationship, because relationship is about relating, and relating is about communicating. There's no way you will talk. That's basically what relationship is about. You are relating with one another, and when you relate with one another, there's no way you not communicate. The relationship between the way you guys are relating is what we call communication, and you communicate. So when there's a breakdown in communication, it leads to a breakdown in the relationship. because definitely it's all about relating, and relating is all about communication. You get it? So that's it. Marriage is about two people with their strength and weakness coming together. Marriage is about two people with their strength and weakness coming together. Two people coming together with individual strength, individual weakness. That's all marriage is about. You have your strength, you have your weakness, I have my strength, I have my weakness. Then we're coming together how we relate with each other's strength. That's what makes a marriage. You understand? So basically it's all about two individuals coming together with their strengths and weaknesses. You understand? So communication is for a husband and wife to build one another in the area of weakness and their strength. Then communication must take place. For husband and wife to build one another in the area of strength and weakness, then definitely the communication will take place. Definitely, you want to build me in your area of you want to build me in my area of strength or my weakness. Definitely, you have to communicate. Or probably I want to build you your area of weakness. You understand? Because definitely, okay, let me put it this way. My strength, you understand, might be your weakness. Your strength might be my own weakness. You understand? So definitely, for you to actually build me in my area of strength, then you communicate with me. And for me to build you in your area of for you to build me in my area of weakness, then you communicate. And for me to build you in your area of weakness, then I communicate. Also in strength, we also build around the area of strength too. You understand? So definitely the communication will take place. Another point we need to understand concerning communication is that it must be intentional. Communication must be intentional. Yeah, you have to be intentional about it. You have to be, how do I put it? You have to be intentional. You have to like, oh, this is what I want to do. You understand? You have to decide, be determined. You understand? For communication to take place. It's not something that you just, it's not your wish. It's something that you have to be intentional about. So let me just take something from Genesis chapter 2 verse 25. The Bible says, from Genesis chapter 2 verse 25, it says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Now underline the first word, naked, and also underline the other one, not ashamed. Now in marriage, there's no way you want to communicate that you will not be naked. Yes. It says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. There's no way in marriage that you want to practice communication that you will not be naked. Now, what do I mean by naked? Some people might say, maybe I'm trying to, maybe you guys have to pull off your shirt and you guys, that's all right. No, that's not what I mean. What I'm actually saying is that when we are saying you are both naked, that means you are transparent. I'm talking about transparency. For communication to take place, there must be transparency. Yes, there must be transparency. You must be open to one another. Openness. For communication to take place, there must be transparency, there must be openness. You must talk about anything, discuss anything for communication to take, for effective communication. There must be openness, there must be transparency, for effective communication to take place. You have to be open. Why are you hiding why are you hiding things from your spouse? And you want communication to be effective? You have to be open. Be able to disclose anything to your spouse. Be able to talk to your spouse on any matter, on any issue. You understand? Discuss with your spouse. If you're doing this, that means you're actually practicing effective communication. you are practicing effective communication. So for effective communication to take place, there must be openness. You have to be open. You understand? There must be transparency. You don't need to hide anything. Be it anything. Talk about finance, sex, work, life, anything that you want to talk about. You need to talk about it. Be open. For example, some people they might say, "Oh, I cannot let my wife, I cannot let my husband to know how much I earn from work, how much is in my account." I laugh whenever I listen to statement like this. I laugh and you want to practice effective communication. That is why you are bringing issues to your marriage, because you are not being open, you are not being transparent. You have to be transparent. You have to be open to your spouse. Be able to disclose anything. Let your spouse know anything about you, your password, anything. So be able to discuss it. That's what we call naked. And the other one I say you should circle is not ashamed. Not ashamed. Not ashamed. When husband and wife are not ashamed, it means there is no fear. You understand? There's no fear, there's no rejection, there's no deceit, there's no dishonesty. You understand? So there's no fear, no rejection, no deceit. Not ashamed. We are able to communicate without fear, without no deceit. You understand? Without no rejection, we can communicate. So that's another thing. So all these elements, these are the elements that actually brings about effective communication in marriage. You have to be open, be transparent, so you're able to talk to one another without fear, without rejection. Some people cannot communicate to their spouse, or because they feel maybe their spouse might use it against them. No, you have to be open and you have to communicate, in love, not in fear. Not in fear. So, let's move on. Effective communication takes place between two people. Effective communication takes place between two people. And who are the two people that I'm talking about? We have the speaker, which is the communicator. The speaker, which is the communicator. And we also have the listener or the hearer. The listener or the hearer. So these two people needs to what? These are the people that these are the people that is involved in communication. The listener and the speaker. The speaker and the listener. So let's talk about the communication red flag. Basically, there are some things that we ignore that actually hinders our communication. We never know that all these things hinders our communication. I term it communication red flag. The first one is when someone is not saying anything. You want to communicate, you want to talk to your spouse, but you're not saying anything. So it's one of the communication red flag. How will I be able to know what you want to say when you're not talking? We call it silent treatment. Yes, silent treatment. You are not saying anything. You are expecting me to actually know what's going on. No, you need to help me. Help one another. You understand? We have to talk. Let us know what is going on. So when one is not saying anything, it's a red flag to communication. Another red flag is when someone is not hearing or listening to what is being said. When someone is not hearing or listening to what is being said. Your mind, you are there physically, but you're here and your mind is not there. That kind of thing now. I might be listening, I might be looking at you. You understand? Physically, like I'm looking at you. Like the way you are looking at me. You understand? But your mind and your ear is not present. You understand? So that means you're not with me. So it's one of the red flag of communication. When you're here or your mind is not present. When someone is not hearing or listening. is a communication red flag. Another red flag is when someone cannot be trusted. When someone cannot be trusted, lack of trust. When you cannot trust me, I can't trust you concerning some certain information. You understand? I cannot trust you for some certain information. That's why I cannot tell you. This is another red flag in communication. We should be able to trust one another if we want effective communication to take place. Yes. So another red flag is when one or both parties lack the proper skill to communicate. When one or both parties lack the proper skill to communicate, lack of skills. Communication requires skills. It requires skills. When there is lack of skills, proper skills to communicate. Proper skills to communicate. So, when there's lack of skills, you understand? So it can actually lead to, communication red flag. Oh, I've taken much of our time. Let me just stop here. What I will do is I will take it in series. You understand? There are still a lot of things I need to discuss concerning communication. We still need to talk about how to, improve on your speaking skills and your listening skills. You understand? So I hope with these few points of mine, I'll be able to, talk at least, make your mind be open. I'll be able to give you positive things about communication, and I'll be able to improve your communication skills to some extent. You understand? So we have come to the end of the session. You understand? I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I would like you guys to do me a favor, like I always ask. Please share this page. Share this page to your friends. Don't be the only one to be enjoying these goodies. Share it with your friend. Let your friends be a partaker of it. Also comment and like my page, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.